about your modern maker doublet line, because I think that we need to make this a thing. I think that everybody in America, all the men in America, need to dress like you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Because it's amazing. So, talk about
well,
how did you come up with this idea? Tell us about it.
Doublets have been around for centuries. They were originally evolved as an undergarment to be worn under armor as like body protection and padding, expected to be worn immediately over the shirt. They have continued throughout, I think it was about 300 years that they were popular, and then something more akin to the sport coat became a very popular garment, and the doublet as an undergarment slowly started to fade away. By the 18th century, it had turned into a waistcoat, like a sleeveless garment, sometimes with sleeves in the winter, but the sleeveless garment that had a decorated front and a plain back, and then thus was born the vest, the waistcoat. So the doublet faded from view for a while. There have been similar types of garments that have appeared, but almost all of them were very utilitarian. They had lots of pockets, they were more like a denim jacket, which is a style of doublet, but a little bit more complicated. I really wanted something that felt, in terms of dressing, that felt more suit-like, and yet was still utilitarian in that it was a working garment.
Right, because you can work in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is amazing.
My fascination with 16th and 17th century clothing, I have worn a lot of doublets, and I find them to be very comfortable. There is, in old world Savile Row English tailor shops, there's kind of an understanding. It comes from, centuries ago, but the shirt is really not something that should be seen. I mean, in our modern culture, we're used to like t-shirts and shorts, which according to history would essentially be running around in our undergarments. So to go back to that principle a little bit, that the shirt is just something to keep your outer garments clean and not really something that should be viewed, a button-down shirt is still an undershirt. Now, the way that I want to style it is that you can see and that it's complementary with the garment that you're wearing, and that it becomes a part of a modern dress, but not necessarily dressy. It sits somewhere between streetwear and like casual suit wear for business. It can be layered easily. There's jackets that can go on top of it. It is not supposed to have pockets in it. The idea being that it should give you a smooth, sleek silhouette without being uncomfortable to wear. It should be roomy enough that you don't feel constricted, but slim-fitting enough that you don't have a bunch of wrinkles hanging everywhere.
And you look good.
And you look good, and you feel good. It should augment everything that you are and make you look more put together. In most tailored garments in the modern world, there are rules for how they're made. For example, notch lapels are cut in a very specific angle percentage. There's a certain number of buttons. You have a 2-button or a 3-button, and very novelty these days is like a 4-button jacket. You have peak lapels, notch lapels, but overall there's sort of rules for how that garment should fit and fall and hang. And every brand, every tailor shop has slight variations on it, but a sack coat is a sack coat. It never, or a regular sport coat is a sport coat. It doesn't ever not look like that. Right? So I wanted to establish rules for this modern doublet style, in that it has to have certain proportions to it. It should always fasten with 9 buttons down the front and a single button on each cuff. The vent on each sleeve should be tall enough that the whole thing can be rolled up and out of the way so that you can work and not worry about getting it dirty. And also for temperature considerations, even in very warm weather, I still wear them because I feel like they're more comfortable than not having anything at all. Certainly I'm less self-conscious about all of the drippy sweat stains that might show up all over my clothes, because if I have a doublet covering my undershirt, you can't see those things.
Right.
It takes a lot of perspiration to work its way all the way through the layers that are in the garment. I've gotten great feedback. People have seen my posts online about the modern doublet and how it should be worn and what it looks like. I've made a variety of different colors and have been slowly perfecting the cut, but it's almost ready to put out into the world as something that other people should now make for themselves.
Right. One of the things that I notice with men's fashion is you have the t-shirt and jeans and you have the suit, And the most interesting fashions tend to be things that a lot of men look at and go, I'm a little afraid to put that on because it's not masculine enough for them.
It looks too gay.
It does.
Let's just be direct.
Yeah.
A lot of men won't wear things because they don't want to look too gay.
Right. But I don't think that that is an issue with this. That doesn't...
I agree.
It doesn't have that...
About probably 5 or 6 years ago, there was a trend of the shrunken suit. So it was these very short high water pants and a very short sport coat that was kind of closely cut. And it was surprisingly popular, but the only men that could really wear it were these delicate, wavy kind of men, straight or gay, it doesn't really matter, but the ones that could pull off the kind of English schoolboy look.
Right.
And I loved that look, but I am not capable of pulling off an English schoolboy. I am big, I am tall, I am not thin, so I wanted something that would make me feel like that and make me look that put together without going to a place of looking like I'm wearing something that's age inappropriate.
Right.
And in so doing, I've created something which is intentionally supposed to be quite austere. It's not supposed to be heavily embellished. It should not be made out of redunculous fabrics. Like, it's supposed to be made out of things that you would see jackets and suits made out of. A lot of the larger men in my fan base have been messaging me about it, saying, I really need that pattern. I really want to wear that. That makes you look so good. And I want to look like that.
Right.
And so I think that the viral merchandising has begun.
Yes.
So if you like this video, subscribe and give us comments below on what we can do better or suggestions for a future costume talk. See you next time!